Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 12. As I am leaving the house this morning, it is extremely dangerous on the roads. In fact, I'm doing 35 miles an hour right now, and it is very slippery. The temperature outside is 7 degrees. There's wind. I don't know what the wind chill is. I'm sure it's about minus 10 or so. House temperature was dropping all night, and put more wood on the fire this morning, and with the fire and the furnace, the temperature right now is 64 in the house. I had it up to about 68 before we went to sleep, but of course there was no one to tend the fire overnight, and it fell back down. And today my wife will be out of the house much of the day, so it's going to be really cold tonight. And I think tonight is going to be the last night for about 3 nights that it's going to be cold, so temperatures should pick up, and I'm going to attempt to get the house temperature over 70, maybe 72 or 73, because a few days later it's going to drop again, and maybe that'll give me a little bit of cushion to keep the temperature up. Then after that, I think we should be out of the woods. We should be fine and back to normal. Anyway, yesterday was not the greatest day. It was an okay day. Didn't make that much money. Made about $1,000, but it was good as far as reaching that $500,000 mark. And now the celebration is over, and it's back to work. Celebrated for about 20 minutes, and now it's back to work because it's just a number. And the universe doesn't understand if you're at 499 or 501. The universe goes on. Nobody cares but you. So anyway, this morning, like I said, very dangerous roads. I doubt that I'll go out of town, but I'm going to attempt to have at least 1 or 2 sessions of slots. I mean, it's still going to be a drive to get there, but not like it would be normally. I'm going to go to the office first and attempt to get a little bit of work done, show my face, and then go do the slot stuff, and depending on my day, maybe add something else depending on the roads. Tomorrow is definitely going to be a long day. Roads should be clear. It should be darn cold, but the roads should be clear, and tomorrow would be about a 500-mile round trip. So I'm looking forward to that, because that's going to give me 3 to 4 opportunities to play blackjack, and I may actually stay overnight tomorrow because the temperature in the house should be fine. There should be no danger there, so I may actually go and stay and have 2 days of play without having a lot of road time. So that's where we are right now, on my way to work, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. It is a couple hours later. I went to the office for a few hours, got all my work done, got emails sent, things answered, did everything I needed to do. I do have 2 meetings this afternoon, totaling about an hour and a half, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But right now I'm going to head off to a slots-only casino to see what I can get done there, and then from there figure out the rest of my day. I'm hoping that I can set it up so that I'm between casinos during my meetings, and that I can actually leave town today, but I'm not sure, and it's already late in the day. It's already about 10:40 in the morning, so not sure how many I'll be able to hit, but we're going to make a try for it here, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, but we're going to do our best. So right now, heading off to my first casino of the day, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I am back. Not a lot of good news to give you. I went into that first place and found very little. I found one very high risk machine that I could play, and the reward is okay, not great, and I ended up passing up on that. That was at $8 river spin, I decided not to play that. But I played a couple other small plays, and by the time everything was done, I ended the session ahead $3. So not really making any money yet. So right now, I'm going to move on to my next spot, and if I go to this spot, I'll have 45 minutes before my first meeting. So I'll have, well, see, I'm trying to think, if I go by that place to the place after it, I'd only have half an hour before my first meeting. But then, yeah, I think I'm better off going to the place as scheduled and then spending half an hour, 40 minutes in the place. Then my first meeting is an hour long, and my next drive would be about half an hour long. So I would do that meeting in the car on my way to the next place. And then the problem is I'd only have another half hour before my next meeting. All right, I'm gonna have to think about this. It's probably not even worth going today, because I'm gonna waste 2.5 hours there, and I'm leaving 4 hours late. So that's 6.5 hours I'm losing right there. All right, I'm gonna think about this, and then I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I'm back. So here's what I did. I ended up skipping the second place, going on to the third place. I had less than an hour total, even with catching up on, just by speeding up a little bit and getting more minutes in the casino. Walked in, went to the Blackjack area, table was open, sat down. Dealer took forever to get the shoe ready, no mid-shoe entry, but he took forever, and a guy comes in, sits down, and I would have won the first hand, I've lost the first hand, so now I'm in a bad mood that this guy was allowed to sit at the table with me, because the dealer was so slow. Starts playing, the guy's losing every hand, I'm winning every hand now, all of a sudden, so I'm feeling better. The guy gets up, and I lose most of the hands the rest of the shoe. So at this point, I'd say neutral. I had a true 1 is about the best that I got, spreading from 50 to 500. The biggest bet I had out there, that shoe, was $100. So 50 to 500, I only had a true 1. The next shoe starts, I'm by myself. Asian guy sits down right before the shoe starts. I'm like, dang, hate that so much. And he sits down, starts playing. I start moving back up again. At my low point, I was down 800. At my high point, I was ahead 500. I got to about plus 500 a couple times. Then I had a neutral count, dipped below it. Then I had a negative count, dipped below it. And eventually I just said, I'm going to leave. And I was ahead 450, and it was a negative count. I had a minimum bet out there, and I ended up winning the hand, so I was ahead exactly 500, and I got up. And the Asian guy was not happy because he only wants to play with other people at the table, so he decided just to start playing 2 hands after I left. So I left that table, I had $500, and I was trying to get to my car as fast as possible. I passed by a slot machine, I saw a play on it, sat down, played that through, only took about 2 minutes, ended up ahead $55 on that play, and then ended up going to the car. Now, just got to the car, turned on the podcast immediately. I'm heading to my next stop, and I'm going to go ahead and start the meeting in about a minute. While I'm driving to the next spot, I'll finish up the meeting in that parking lot. That place will only take about 20 minutes to run through, so I'll do that after the meeting, and then before the next meeting, I'll be driving to the next casino, and actually during the next meeting, I'll be driving to the next casino, and I should get to the casino about 10 minutes after that meeting ends. So overall, I end up only wasting about 40 minutes of my day on an hour and a half of meetings, and the rest of the time I'll be in the car driving anyway, so it's downtime anyway. So anyway, right now, heading off to the next spot, gonna hop on this meeting. It's starting right now, and then I'll be back to update you after my next stop. Alright guys, I'm back. So went through that meeting, and it was scheduled to be an hour-long meeting, but we were able to finish it up in less than 20 minutes. So right now I am walking in to the next place, and hopefully the plan is to be in and out in about 20 minutes. And now this opens up a lot of other opportunity for me, so I may actually add a spot at the end of the day that I wasn't going to be able to get to. So letting you go for now, walking in here, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. I'm just leaving this spot right now. Went in, and this is a slots only type of casino, and this is one of the tighter ones due to the type of casino that it is. So it's a little bit harder to make money. So as soon as I walked in, looking around, I see like everything looks like it's cleaned out, and then I see one machine that's in very good shape. This is one of the machines that's been tightened up lately, but I thought it was in good enough shape, above average, so that I could make some money. So I play that machine at $3 a spin and just get completely destroyed on it. By the time I end up winning at the end, I end up down about $350 on that machine. It just totally tore me apart. So I continued on, looked at some other stuff, found another machine. That one, I ended up winning back about $20 or $30 on it. And then I'm trying to think of all the different things that I played. Went to another one and won back about $70 or $80. And then another one about $60 or so, and was just kind of chipping away at it. And eventually I got to the same type of machine as the first one that I played that took all my money, and there was another big play, but it was a bigger play on that one. At that point I was down, I don't know, $100 and something. I ended up playing that, and that one took me the long route. It took forever to play that. I think, trying to remember here, because I was counting, I think it was around 700 spins to hit that one. I ended up making a total of $50 on that machine. So I was still down at that point, and just not loving my situation. But I kept on going, and I found one other machine and played that one through, and ended up winning on that one. And with that one, finally, I ended up ahead for the first time in the session. And I was in there for 40 minutes or more. And the first machine, took a long time. Anyway, I ended my session amazingly ahead, $53. At my low point, I think I was down $460 or $470, and then I came back. So I couldn't believe that I ended up coming back and breaking even, and even going ahead. But just I've been having that positive variance lately on negative machines that have been killing me, and then something happens that's unusual and I end up getting my money back. So luckily, that's what happened there. So at this point, I mentioned that I had a meeting, and it was a lot shorter than expected, because I was in charge of the meeting, because I'm the one who was leading it. I didn't talk about, did you see that movie, or did you see that new thing that you can buy that just came out? I'm in charge, and I get down to business. Hey, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, what's going on with this? We filled everything in. We said, okay, we're going to have the next meeting on this date, and it was over. So right now, unfortunately, I have another meeting, but fortunately, it's going to be perfect timing, because I'm on the road already, and I am about 40 minutes from my next spot, and the meeting should end in about 35 or 37 minutes. That would be absolutely perfect. By the time I get to my next spot, the meeting would have just ended, and I didn't miss anything. So overall, for the day, I ended up only missing about 20 minutes of my gambling day after my late start of about 4 hours plus. So unfortunately I can't get that time back, but I can go ahead and keep winning from here. So right now I'm moving on to the next spot. This is one of the places that was overcrowded with people, and they've been thinning out the troublemakers, so hopefully I'll have some opportunity there. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Well, whatever happens today, I can say that I gave it my all. I mean, I took nothing and turned it into something. I was supposed to be in the office all day, have multiple meetings throughout the day, supposed to take care of some projects, all these different things, and somehow I found a way to do it. I found a way to get out of the office, and I found a way to turn it into an opportunity to make money. Whether I made a lot or not doesn't matter as much, but at least I was able to do something. Right now, I just finished up my meeting, and everything is going very well. I am minutes away from the next place, and I am going to hop in there, see what we can do, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and order some food now, so that when I leave there I can go through and just pick up some food and not slow down my day anymore. And because even though I was a little bit delayed at the last spot, I think I can still squeeze an extra place in, so we got at least 2 more spots to go to today. One thing I forgot about was the spot that I was at this morning. I had a bunch of food and things like that that I could have gotten like over like $120 worth that I forgot about. I may be able to get it later on in the week, but most likely I'm not going to make it back there again. So if I end up with a bunch of extra time, I may go there, but it's doubtful. I mean, the EV of going there other than the food is probably $50. Do you really want to add a bunch of extra time to your trip for that? I don't know. So anyway, just a quick update here on weather. In this city, things are way better than it is at home. It's 19 degrees, it's sunny, very few clouds in the sky, the roads are dry, everything is clean, and it's like it's a whole different place than where I live. So at least I have safe roads. All right, letting you go for now. We're moving on to the next spot, and I'll be back shortly. All right, guys, I am back. So I decided to go a little differently than I originally thought. I went and got food first. So there's a fast food place. I know, but there's a fast food place, and I wanted to eat there today. So I go to use their app, and everything is fine. I'm pulling into their property as I'm finalizing my order, and it tells me that the location cannot take mobile orders at this time. If you want, you can try again. Okay, try again 3 or 4 times, doesn't work out. So this is like a buy one get one free. So I'm not going to go through the regular drive-through and get one of them for the regular price when I can get 2 of them for the price of 1. So it was such a big ordeal. They had to have me do something on my app and scan a code, and then it didn't work. So I had to enlarge the code because it's different when it's bigger somehow. And finally I was able to get it. So got my food, and it tasted so good. First thing I'd eaten today, felt so good, and finished off my trip and pulled into the parking lot of the next casino. I go inside, I'm looking around, and there's very little to be found. I find a play that, look around some more, find another play, basically just a few small plays here and there. And then I played this one game. I played this game at the casino before also. This is the game all these Asians are loving lately. And at the last casino, I lost a few bucks on there. Actually, I may have made a few bucks on there. And then here I ended up making a little bit, like $11 or $12 on it. No big deal, but I'm really getting the hang of it and understanding it. And it's a tough game. It's a really tough game. Your priority, I think, on that game is mainly to break even. So if you know what you can do and you can break even on stuff, that's what you can do with this game. So by the time I was done in there, I was ahead $121. And we've got a heck of a streak going. Now, if I had known, whenever it was, 5 or 6 days ago, that it would be January 16th and I would have only had the one loss that day, I probably would have hung around and tried to turn it into a gain. But this is so crazy. I've had one loss this year. I don't know how many sessions, but I think I've had 14 maybe blackjack sessions already, or 15, and at least 20 slot sessions, if not 25. And so that's pretty amazing. That's a really good start. And traditionally, just the last 2 years, January through March, have been incredible months for me. Last year, I actually lost just a little bit in March on blackjack, but I had a big slot month. But usually the beginning of the year is really good for me, and the end of the year is really tough. So it looked like my beginning of the year started about a week early. At the end of December, it was going really well, and I almost got my goal, and here it continues. So they may not be big numbers, but they're not bad. Ended up ahead, what did I say, $121, I believe. So plus 121 there. We're going to move on to another place right now. The weather is just beautiful here. I can't believe that 100 miles away from here, it's 15 degrees colder. It's just amazing to think that. But anyway, letting you go for now. I'm moving on, and I'll be back soon. All right, guys, I am back. All right. I went into the next place, and this place is always a very unique place. It has different machines than other places, and just a different crowd. And I walk in, and I'm looking at this set of machines, and I didn't like what I saw. So I start to walk away, and this other player, advantage player that I know, comes up, and this guy never will talk to you, no matter what. If you try to help him, he won't talk to you. And no matter what, he just won't say a word. So I said, oh man, did I miss something? Because he immediately put his money in and started pushing away. And I look over, and it's like the worst possible play. I mean, I saw it, and I didn't even consider it for a second. And I said, oh, that's a tough one. And I walked away. I didn't even want to even tell him anything, because I'm so, like, disgusted with some of these people and the way they act. You know, some places that I go to, everyone's so nice to each other, and we're like a team. It's us against the casino. In other places, it's like, my spot, my machine, you know, you better, whatever, and, you know, it's just terrible. So I let him play that, and I started playing something else. And this other machine that I started playing is one that things have changed a lot on, and it was already a tight machine, and so it's a very tough machine to beat. So I played that for a while. I ended up down like 135 on that one. That was the first machine I played. Then I go to a different machine, and they're still installing these as new machines in places. And when they first install them, they're actually good for about a day. But after that, it's very, very, very hard to beat. Not even a day. They're probably good for 2 hours. After that, they're very hard to beat. But I saw something that I liked about one of them, and I played it. It was like cheap, you know, 50 or 60 cents. Played that for a couple minutes and ended up winning, I want to say like $30 or $40. So that was good. And then I went on this just dry spell, couldn't find anything for a minute. Then I go around the corner, and I see this guy that's very territorial, and never had an issue with him myself, but he is always very aggressive to other people, and I've heard a lot of bad things. Maybe it's just because of who I am that I don't get any pushback from most people. But anyway, not that they know who I am, just anyway, I can't really explain it. But so I go around the corner, I see him, and I see this machine. It's in a very good position, so I play that, and that thing pays pretty well for like a minimum bet, way under $1. It paid me like over $100. And then I went around to the other side, and there's another one of those machines. There's actually two of them next to each other. And I sat down and I checked the first one, and I sat down at the second one because I knew for sure there was a play. So I like put my voucher in one machine while I'm checking the other one. And so I let go of the machine that didn't have a play on it. And I sit down at the other one and I start playing, and it's a longer play, it was a few hundred spins anyway. And I played that through, and as I was playing it, this lady came over and sat next to me, and she was betting practically max bet on this machine and just pushing. And these machines are not designed to give you a profit. They're designed to keep a profit. So when you start on a machine that's an advantage machine, even if you don't know it, but it's an advantage machine, and you're starting it at a point that's not good, you're gonna get killed. And she got killed. She's betting $5 a spin, and when she finally hit, you know how they have like free games and bonuses and things like that, when she hit what she was hoping to hit, it paid her miserably, and I felt bad for her, but it's not my business to tell her. Anyway, my machine, I was the same type of machine. I was playing minimum bet on mine, and I ended up making a decent profit on that one. Walked around, saw a couple more things, and didn't really get to play anything else. And by the time I was done, I was ahead $16. So there was a lot of what's called coin in, the amount of money that you put in, all your spins added together basically is coin in. I probably had 3,500 in coin in that quick 25 or 30 minutes that I was in there, and only made $16. So what are you gonna do? What else? I did see a few other people that I knew in there, and it was pretty dead in there. There wasn't really a lot of opportunities. So this is another one of those times where if you don't know the little things, the little machines that most people don't know, you really can't make any money. And again, this was another stop, another example where I should have lost money, and I found a couple other plays, and I ended up squeaking out a tiny victory. It doesn't feel like a victory when you're sitting there, pushing the machine for hundreds of spins, and then you get up $5 or $10 or $15 ahead, but it's better than a loss. So at this point right now, it is dark. I really should have been home by now. I was ahead of schedule for a long time, and then I kind of got caught in traffic, got caught at the fast food place, and then got caught in a couple longer plays that I wasn't expecting. So now I'm heading toward home. I am pretty much out of gas, so I have to stop and get gas and then continue my journey. And then tomorrow is the beginning of a big journey. It's going to confirm with my wife tonight, but I think I could probably do an overnight tomorrow. And if I did that, I'm probably looking at 12 to 14 stops tomorrow and Thursday morning before I start heading toward home. And I would love to make 5,000 or 6,000 on that drive. So far this week, I don't know what we've made it, but it's not much. It's probably 2,000, less than 2,000. So we want to get on with it here and start making some more money and start adding to our bankroll again. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Tonight is going to be one of the coldest nights. So right now we're trying to get the temperature in the house as high as possible. We got up to 67 right now. I'd love to touch 70, and then hopefully we get through tonight, and then everything is not bad. Alright guys, give me 1 second. I gotta take this and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I bet that hurt your ears there. I'm really sorry. I was getting a phone call. I had no choice but to take it. Normally I would just let it go to voicemail, but this was something that I was waiting for, so I had to take it. Anyway, what I was saying was getting the temperature up in the house, gonna get home hopefully by 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and just get some rest tonight and get up early tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a hotel room if I do an overnight, or if I'll just do a 2-day straight type of thing like I do sometimes, where I'll go 36 or 40 hours without sleeping and just playing nonstop. I kind of enjoy it when I do those, so that may happen. But yeah, that's really about it. Definitely getting colder as I'm getting closer to home, but we'll be fine. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.